Hi, you guys. Welcome back. My name is Carrie Penny. I am the Happy Crafty Homemaker, and today we're going to be unboxing Southern Skeins Notion Club Quarter 2. This is a quarterly subscription box, so this is now our second one. We are now in Q2. This is $45 a quarter. For me, it was $8.11 shipping, so $53.11 total. This is Notions. Now, we have previously reviewed the Southern Skeins Yarn of the Month Club. I think that may have been about 4 years ago, maybe 5 years ago now. So it has been a little while. This is a company that in the past I've always gotten their mystery boxes and loved them. I've gotten their yarn and loved it. So this is a known company to me and to the channel. So when they announced their Notions Club at the end of 2025, I decided to go ahead and purchase that. I did 100% purchase this out of my own pocket. This is in no way, shape, or form associated to, supported by, or anything else Southern Skeins. This is my money, my endeavor, purchased as just an average customer for the purpose of review here. So, well, for the purpose of review, and hopefully I'll enjoy it. You know, that is kind of that is kind of the goal at the end of these things, is that I will enjoy what I've received as well. So, for the first quarter, we did have some kind of I had some mixed feelings, and there was definitely some mixed feedback. I had a couple of off YouTube conversations with a few of you guys, and you also were in the same boat as me, where it's kind of like this nebulous, I like the thought, but kind of feeling. So for quarter one, we had received a yarn bowl, a pocket scale, and one of the wrist yarn cake spinners. And our total estimated retail value ranged from $25 to $45. There was a huge range on some of these items, but you know, some of these items were available in one form or another on stuff like Temu and Amazon. So it's, you know, that kind of hit the lower end. And then on the higher end, we did have some that were from, you know, other yarn stores or like even Walmart and things. So we had a huge spread on the value there. So we had a savings of anywhere from negative 50% to breaking even. This month, Jenna and her team have completely done a different direction for our box. So it's a very small package, but sometimes good things do come in very small packages. Everything this month was made by Jenna or her husband. So these are personally curated items for us that are custom made for this subscription box. So I thought that was rather special. I thought that was a nice touch, especially because I've noticed over the last year and a half, it's been since they released their t-shirt subscription. So you can get a knitting and crochet t-shirt subscription from them as well. Ever since they launched that, I've kind of noticed that they've been branching into more in-house made items. So let's start with the first thing here. They are doing some wood burning and etching. So the first item we have here is a row counter that is personalized with our names. We did receive an email that gave us our choice of how we would like to have this personalized. And we do have, you know, the southernskein.com information on the back. And this is, you turn the wheels. And in shipping mine, the tens counter got a little loose, but I'll tighten that up myself. That's fairly easy to accomplish. And I know that just happened during shipping, because I've had a couple other things when they get here like that, they just kind of get knocked around a little bit. But you can tighten these up fairly easily. And it's not, I mean, that would still be fine sitting on the sofa, but I think I might want to put this in a bag, and because the one place is so tight, I want to tighten it up to match the one place, because then I could drop it in my Notions kit and wouldn't have to worry about it counting on itself. Anyway, So they've been doing things like that. They've also been 3D printing things. And I believe most of their shirts are also custom designs. I don't know if they are screen printing the shirts themselves or ordering out to have the shirt screen printed. But either way, they've been doing a lot more in-house designs and production themselves. So in-house production. So these aren't, you know, we have these ideas, we're sending them out to China to have them manufactured and brought back in. This isn't white labeling. This is them in-house producing these items. So I think that's actually kind of a really cool personal touch. And I think even on the card here, she mentions that as well. No, she just mentions these specific items. But anyway, our second item here is a keychain on a lobster claw. It is a 4-inch ruler. And mine is in one of my very much preferred colors of pink. I am always looking for like the perfect tool that's going to work for me. And this is one of those. This is going to work for some projects, like when I'm doing sweaters and want to take like the neck or the bottom band or something in the car with me, or if I'm just trying to measure like the cuff of a sock or something, having this to just clip on my bag or on my notions kit will actually be kind of convenient, and that would be how I use this. I've had like the slap wrap bracelet things, and I thought those were going to be super convenient. Those work great for things like when I'm working at the flatbed knitting machine and I'm constantly having to measure something real quickly. I can have that there or put it on the leg of my table or something. But in my bag, I'm just not finding I'm using them that often. The next closest thing for me, especially if I'm doing like a knit and crochet in public kind of thing, is I do have a leather wrap bracelet. And I'm going to be honest, I was gifted mine. But those suckers are expensive. So I just saying, like, it's nice, but that's an expensive gift. So I have to say, like, I do like the leather too, just because once again, it's sustainable in a different way. You know, there is no perfect way of manufacturing anything, but I do like the leather. I think it's a very nice touch. And it's something just a little bit special. Now, the next thing we have is a handmade leather pouch. So we do have, it is just a small pouch. It is big enough to hold quite a bit. And it does have, with the way it's seamed, we do have quite a bit of stuffability. It's not gusseted. It is flat seamed, but it's got a nice amount of give to it. And I'm a sucker for the smell of fresh leather. And I sat there for about 30 minutes sniffing the bag while I was doing my my research into price equivalency. So those are our 3 items this month. And I have to say they're unique. They're special in the fact that they were actually handmade and designed for us. I do like added details, like having the swivel clip on this instead of having this on a standard keychain clip. So that means we can move this project bag to project bag. Like I'm doing all these socks, I'm using different bags for those. So as I'm running out the door, I can easily grab this, clip it on the bag and go. I like those touches. These are not, oh my God, I've got to rush out and buy these. But when I was thinking about how to break down the prices, when I go to a fiber show, I could have easily spent $45 on these 3 items if I had been picking them up from 3 different vendors, and they are items I would have potentially picked up. I also want to point out that the snap here snaps easily. It's not something you have to struggle with. So if you have limited pressure dexterity, you can still use the pouch, which is nice. And it's not, let me close it again. It doesn't take a ton of strength to reopen it. And I like the fact it's a snap, not a magnet. I love magnet clasp and closures on so many different things. But to be honest, there are a lot of things I don't like them on as well. So, yeah. So it's 3 items. They're 3 small items this month. They're very customized. They are special to the box. They were handmade. And especially these 2 are made out of high quality materials. I don't know much about wood etching. I have looked at some of the laser etching machines and things like that. And I have purchased a couple of different things now that have been the wood etching or wood burning machine items. So I think I actually have a fairly decent like idea of the price, but I can't speak as to like the quality of raw material like I can with the material of these. It's a nice heavy duty snap. It's incredibly nice quality leather. Same thing with this. And we've got a nice heavy clasp here. So quality wise, these are excellent quality items. Like I said, if I saw these at a yarn show or something, I very easily between these 3 items could have spent $45 in person at a show. Pulling these together is things I would have bought. So when I went out to do my estimated retail value on this, once again, I just went to Google. I did Google Lens the keychain as well as the pouch and was able to find, you know, a couple extra items to get a little bit of a stretch there. But for the row counter, I was able to find a number of these online. Average out of 15 was $16.20. So or average out of 5. Yeah. Average out of 5 items. $16.20. And that was just what I could find in the first 1 or 2 pages that I was searching for. For the leather pouch, I was able to find 6 fairly similar size shaped pouches, and these retail for about $15.20, average out of 6. And for the 4-inch leather ruler, this was actually harder to find comp matches for because I found a lot of faux leather and I found a ton of like plastic, hard plastic 4-inch rulers. But for the leather keychain ruler, that was $11.25, average out of 4. Now, I did see a number of like the leather wrister keychains where you would, this is a little bit longer and you have the clasp and you clip it onto your keys. And for the real leather ones, especially the ones that were more like in line with this, where it's like the handmade custom for, you know, like these shops kind of things, boutique type items, those were ranging anywhere from $20 to $45 in and of themselves. Now they are more in the raw materials because it's, you know, more leather and things like that. And a lot of those are backed with a ribbon to protect the leather from your wrist sweat and skin oil. But I was looking at the prices online and I'm thinking, you know, yeah, truly, like if I was at a show, I would easily, like when I go to the Southern Comfort Fiber Market, I'm not, you know, nickel and diming myself or trying to find like the world's best deal. I just want to find what I love and what I like. And I like supporting the small businesses there. So the prices that I was finding for these items total actually kind of made sense based on what I've seen at markets plus what I was seeing online. So the total estimated retail value for this box total, these 3 items, was $42.45, which is a negative 5% savings. Now, part of that also easily comes with the combination of doing the averages, having these items sent to me, all those things as well. And these being custom curated by them specifically. So like some of the pouches I saw were from, you know, places that are similar to like, say, Portland leather, where they're still manufacturing, you know, thousands of these regularly in different colors. So we're once again talking about small batch versus large retailer, large manufacturer, handmade, hand curated, business versus sending out for manufacture. So there's a little bit of a difference there in the estimated pricing. Finding items that are strictly handmade sometimes is a little bit harder. I did find the cut equivalent of an STL file. I don't remember what the file name is called for making these. It's not a hugely expensive one, but then you go into the cost. Like, I know, like, these Brad type things like this, these findings, why are these so expensive? It's like when you do like the leather tags for like your hats, and instead of sewing them on, you want to do like the little metal brads, and it's like, per brad, why are those so expensive? I don't understand the pricing for this. And then, like I said, with the wood, I don't understand. I don't have a concept for what the wood cost, especially when we're once again talking about small manufacturing, small batch, in-house handmade versus, large batch industrial production line. So this is small batch handmade versus industrial as well. So I have to say, overall, I really like this month's, especially given that these are items, like I said, I would purchase on my own. The value, I think, is a little bit skewed because, once again, we're talking about handmade artisan versus industrial production. I like the fact that her and her husband pulled this together and put this together. And I do like the fact, once again, these are items. I mean, I've said this before in different places, but over the years, I like things that go together. They don't have to go together, but they work together. So easily, I could pop this in here, put this on the bag that this is going to go into, and they all can end up in the same project at the same time. I like that type of kitting of things, especially when, we are getting kind of random bits and bobs coming in through a subscription box like this. So this month, I actually really like the items. I really like the curation. I like the fact that it's her and her husband that pulled these together and made these items. I think that's a very sweet touch. I like the fact that I've noticed over the last, like I said, it's been like a year and a half, 2 years maybe. They've been doing a lot of in-house manufacturing. Like I said, last month, though, they were moving warehouses. They were changing out their facility and everything. And that is a huge undertaking for a small business to make. So we were giving a ton of grace for the first quarter to come back in the second quarter and have a totally handmade, hand-curated box for us, a collection for us of items that go together. So I overall, I like this. I'm putting this in kind of like that B zone. I like everything. I appreciate everything. I don't feel negative at all about this box. It's not, oh my God, but these are all items I would have purchased for myself as well. So we're in that B plus zone. And like I said a couple videos back, I know people don't like my rating system. B means I like it. B is a good thing. A is socks are blown off. Mind is blown. Nothing can ever possibly compare to this. B is, I really like this. This is going to fit in with what I already have. It goes with the stuff I already use. This is a, good investment, or was it something that is a net positive in my opinion. C is where we're starting to go to right time, right moment. D is, and F is just, this was a utter ripoff and waste of my time, money, energy, and effort. So A is still like, B is still good. B plus is still a very good thing. But yeah, I would give this that B plus zone. It's solid. And I think the overall value is there, even though the estimated retail value shows a negative 5%. Like I said, a lot of that is industrial versus handmade. Artisan products are always going to cost a little bit more. The overhead is always going to be higher. The labor cost is always going to be higher in that type of a comparison. So, I think it's sweet. I like the fact that they did a handmade month this month. So that's a nice touch in my opinion, and very well appreciated. So what do you think? How do you feel about this month? Once again, I love hearing your feelings on these as well. It's not just my opinion that matters. I do these reviews to hopefully help you guys spend your money wisely, spend it in places that you're going to feel like you're getting your value at the end of the day. So how do you feel about this subscription box as well? So I love you guys. I hope you are having a wonderful, fantastic day. As always, I look forward to seeing you real soon. Bye, guys.